The paternity test results are in for today's episode of Days of Our Lives, but can they be trusted? In addition to Xander kissing Chloe and Gwen, reading a trending new article, Megan offers a startling idea. As Chloe arrives home from her first day of work at the paper, Xander pops a champagne bottle. She chugs the bottle while grinning. Did things go poorly? Xander asks. She exclaims that things went so wonderfully that she gave up. She received a dial-up modem office in the broom closet from Gwen, along with unrealistic sales targets. She is urged by Xander not to give up because Gwen will win. Gwen posts a position for a director of advertising sales in her hotel room. Leo storms the space, pleading for assistance. A lunatic is out there, and he has me in his sights. Gwen describes him as concerned about Colin and advises him to start working on his upcoming column. Discovering information about someone, she presents a picture of Dimitri to him. As Dimitri enters the Dimira mansion, Megan embraces him with excitement. She exclaims with joy that he is at last at the house where he belongs. Less enthused, Kristen quarrels with her nephew about the Alamanian peacock heist. If they plan to be married, Megan advises them to let the past go. Aunt and nephew both exclaim, "What?" together. With the paternity test results, Kayla confronts Nicole, Eric, and EJ at the hospital. Nicole requests a secret location, but Kayla is preoccupied with investigating Abe's disappearance. The news makes Nicole exhale. Eric gently inquires about her well-being. EJ intervenes, assuring her that he would enlist the aid of the Dimira security squad in the hunt. After giving Nicole the results, Kayla departs to meet with the hospital administrator. At the Salem Inn, Gwen begins by introducing Leo to Dimitri, but he is already fully aware of this piece of buttered toast. However, he believed Dimitri was imprisoned. He learns through Gwen that Dimitri is not only free, but also a Dimira. She wants Leo to learn his motivations for being there. Leo succeeds. He already has a madman on his tail. He doesn't require another. Jada arrives at the door with a warrant as Sloane concerns about Colin at home. The females argue. Sloane, frustrated, tells her to move on with the search because she already has enough on her mind with her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend becoming pregnant. Face down, Jada sighs, "Pardon me." Sloane informs her that Nicole has a boyfriend, and that Eric could be the father. If he is, Talia alone is to blame for drugging the cookies. Sloane surmises that Jada finds this upsetting since she and Eric may still be together if it weren't for her abortion. However, he might now be able to parent another child. When Jada is done looking, Sloane adds that Leo met Colin. Jada may therefore wish to speak with him. Nicole turns her back on the men as she carefully reads the results next to the nurse's hub. She turns and tells Eric that they are not a match with a flimsy smile. EJ claps his hands joyfully. "I knew it." He refers to it as a miracle. Eric congratulates them in a melancholy tone. EJ is aware that it hurts, but everyone will benefit. EJ enfolds Nicole in an embrace as Eric goes to the elevator. EJ says that this affects everything as Eric observes. Nicole nods her agreement while her smile wavers. Megan explains to the guests in the mansion that Kristen and Dimitri are not blood relatives. There is also a historical precedence from Stefano's upbringing of Kristen, as Tony's intended. When they go by, Megan tells them that Dimitri is waiting to get a sizable sum of money from von Luschner, but he has to get married before he is 40. He is 39 and a half, so time is running out. Dimitri inquires about the financial stakes. Megan replies, more than enough to start her and Kristen's world domination plans. She presumes that her son is there. Chloe is urged by Xander to confront Gwen in their apartment because he predicts that she would finally back down. Why should she put herself through that, she queries. Xander asks her to carry out his request. He'll be on his own in his and Gwen's struggle for dominance if she departs, which will make him to Gwen's probable loss once she accepts. Gwen suggests to Leo at the Salem Inn that the Dimitri narrative might inspire a podcast, bestseller, TV show, or perhaps a Pulitzer. Leo is tempted, but if he were dead, he wouldn't be able to spend all that money. Gwen declares she'll write it herself out of frustration. Eric shows up at Sloane's house with red eyes, admitting he is not the father of Nicole's child. Sloane can't deny she wanted to hear that, but she also understands how devastated he is. It's just not the proper time, according to Eric. I suppose it's best after all. EJ is curious as to whether or not they will announce the good news back at the hospital. There's still a risk Nicole won't be able to bring the child to term, so she wants to wait. EJ concurs, but cautions her to avoid letting the past control the present. Getting her the greatest treatment is the first thing to do. For his and Chloe's dinner, Xander enthusiastically prepares a typical Scottish breakfast in the apartment. He tells her that it goes well with champagne, which the Scots, along with a whole host of other things including kissing, invented. He is charged with fabricating events by Chloe. He admits that while they didn't originate kissing, they did perfect it. She is kissed as he leans in, she answers. Dimitri decides against marrying his aunt in the house. Kristen takes his side. Her custody case won't exactly benefit from her showing there with her nephew on her arm. If they don't want to keep it within the family, Megan thinks they'll need to find Dimitri a very special bride. Gwen stops by to see where he is. Leo is forced to give Jada all the details of his encounter with Colin when she arrives at the Salem Inn. Nicole's high-risk pregnancy is the topic of EJ and Nicole's visit to Kayla's office. As she departs to address Abe, Kayla offers to recommend them to a professional. EJ pledges to do whatever it takes to make sure Nicole carries their child to term. He gives her a kiss and tells her he loves her. As they embrace, Nicole shows distress. Sloane informs Eric that she detests witnessing his suffering at home. Alongside their future together in mind, Eric is excited to be there alongside her. "I love yous" are exchanged. Sloane remembers taking the DNA sample as they embrace. She explained that she had to have the test come out negative since she couldn't risk losing Eric. Instead of Eric's cheek, she swabbed her own. She tells Eric that he is all she has ever desired in the present. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, Daily Bulletin News, and stay with us.